Jack Elam, born William Scott Elam on November 13, 1920, in Miami, Arizona, faced adversity from an early age. The tragic death of his mother during his childhood left him in the care of relatives, and he eventually moved to California. There, he attended high school and later studied at Santa Monica Junior College. Despite these challenges, Elam developed a strong work ethic and a determination to rise above his circumstances. A childhood accident left him with a permanently wandering eye, which would later define his unique screen persona. Though initially seen as a disadvantage, this characteristic became one of his most recognizable features, giving his characters a menacing and unpredictable presence. Early career and Hollywood beginnings. Before embracing acting full-time, Elam held a variety of jobs, including accountant and studio auditor at Samuel Goldwyn Studios. His path into Hollywood was unconventional. Leveraging contacts and his business acumen, he bartered for small acting roles while remaining behind the scenes. By the late 1940s, Elam transitioned into on-camera work, initially in minor parts. The 1950s marked a turning point as Westerns reached their height of popularity. Elam's crooked grin, wild eyes, and gravelly voice made him a natural for villainous roles. Films such as Rawhide, 1951, and High Noon, 1952, showcased his ability to imbue even antagonistic characters with charm and charisma. Rise as a Western villain, Elam quickly became a staple of the Western genre, known for portraying outlaws, corrupt sheriffs, and unpredictable villains. His distinctive appearance, most notably his wandering eye, lent a unique depth to every role. He appeared in The Far Country, 1954, and Once Upon a Time in the West, 1968, blending menace with subtle humor. While audiences often remembered him for his villainous intensity, colleagues described him as generous, humorous, and warm off-screen. His ability to convey moral ambiguity, combined with his striking visual presence, allowed him to stand out in ensemble casts and establish himself as one of Hollywood's most memorable character actors. Transition to comedy. By the 1970s, Elam began parodying his villainous image in comedic westerns. Films like Support Your Local Sheriff, 1969, and Support Your Local Gunfighter, 1971, demonstrated his remarkable comedic timing and self-awareness. No longer confined to menacing roles, he embraced the humor inherent in his own on-screen persona. His performance in The Cannonball Run, 1981, further showcased his versatility, portraying a quirky doctor in a star-studded ensemble. This phase of his career expanded his audience and allowed him to reinvent himself, proving that he was more than a stereotypical Western heavy and cementing his reputation as a gifted and adaptable performer. Television work and legacy. Elam was equally prolific on television, with appearances on iconic shows such as Gunsmoke, Bonanza, The Twilight Zone, Have Gun, Will Travel, and The Rifleman. He became a recognizable fixture in mid-20th century American entertainment, bringing consistency and flair to each performance. Over the course of his career, he appeared in more than 70 films and over 100 television episodes. While leading men often overshadowed character actors, Elam carved out a distinctive space for himself. His characters, often morally ambiguous or outright villainous, exuded a strange charm, dark wit, and authenticity that elevated even minor roles into memorable cinematic moments. Personal life and first marriage. Elam's personal life mirrored the complexity of his screen personas. In 1937, he married Jean Louise Hajert, who stood by him through years of early struggle and professional uncertainty. During this period, Elam worked in various roles, including accountant and manager of an orphanage, before pursuing acting full-time. The couple's marriage lasted nearly 24 years and provided stability during his transition into Hollywood. Tragically, Jean passed away from colon cancer on January 24, 1961. Her death profoundly affected Elam, leaving him to balance the emerging momentum of his career with deep personal grief. Second marriage and family life. In August 1961, Elam remarried, this time to Margaret M. Jennison, who would remain his devoted partner for the rest of his life. Margaret offered a stabilizing presence as Elam's fame grew in films and television westerns. Their marriage, spanning more than 4 decades, reflected mutual devotion and resilience. Together, they built a private domestic life away from Hollywood's public eye, raising children and cherishing family life. Margaret's companionship allowed Elam to navigate the pressures of the industry with emotional grounding. Their enduring partnership provided a quiet anchor amid the turbulence of a career defined by larger-than-life characters and memorable on-screen performances. Professional rivalries and industry challenges. Elam's career was not without friction. He harbored an intense dislike for Western star Gary Cooper, whom he perceived as aloof and self-righteous. Elam's disdain grew from repeated encounters at studio events and parties, where he felt Cooper treated character actors dismissively. He criticized Cooper's carefully managed public image, contrasting it with his own values of grit, improvisation, and authenticity. To Elam, Cooper epitomized a Hollywood system that rewarded polished appearances over substance. While their feud was never violent or publicized, it highlighted Elam's principled stance as an actor committed to honesty and moral complexity, even in an industry dominated by image and celebrity. Later, career and recognition. By the late 1950s, Elam's career reached a new level, particularly through spaghetti westerns and revisionist cowboy films. While he never competed directly with leading men like Cooper, his performances offered a grittier, more textured perspective. As the Western genre evolved, so did Elam's roles, balancing comedy and menace. He earned acclaim for his versatility and became a favorite among directors seeking reliable, memorable character actors. Later recognition included posthumous honors, such as induction into the Hall of Great Western Performers at the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum. Though he never won mainstream awards, his influence on the genre remains significant. Final years in Oregon. Elam retired in the early 1990s and spent his remaining years in Ashland, Oregon. There, he enjoyed a quiet life with Margaret, surrounded by nature and a small circle of friends. His health declined due to congestive heart failure, but he maintained his wit and storytelling ability until the end. Neighbors remembered him as a kind and humble man who valued privacy and the simple joys of everyday life. Despite stepping away from Hollywood, Elam remained engaged with his past, sharing anecdotes from decades of work in film and television. His later years reflected a peaceful contrast to the intensity of his on-screen personas. Death and lasting legacy. Jack Elam passed away on October 20th, 2003, at the age of 82. Known for his wandering eye, gravelly voice, and expressive scowl, he left an indelible mark on Western cinema. Elam's career demonstrated an extraordinary ability to evolve, transitioning from menacing villains to comedic and sympathetic characters. He appeared in over 70 films and more than 100 television episodes, leaving audiences with memorable performances that continue to resonate. Film historians and fans alike remember him as a unique character actor whose contributions enriched the Western genre, proving that a distinctive presence and commitment to craft can create a lasting legacy beyond leading roles. Conclusion. Jack Elam's life and career were defined by resilience, versatility, and authenticity. From a challenging childhood in Arizona to Hollywood stardom, he transformed his distinctive appearance and unconventional path into a signature screen persona. While he often played villains, his off-screen warmth, humor, and integrity earned him admiration among colleagues and fans. His later comedic roles revealed a self-awareness and charm that expanded his audience and influence. Even decades after his passing, Elam's performances continue to captivate viewers, demonstrating the enduring power of a skilled character actor who brought humanity, menace, and humor to every role he touched.